The best thing you could do for yourself is get your money right, period.
How could you play me thinking daily? The shit is so crazy. You was my baby, supposed to be my #1 lady.
And I'm back again with the back again. We ain't never had to prove this because guess what? We really do this over here, okay? In today's video, as you guys read by that title, I'm going to be talking about how to start a business. I started my business at 16 years old, so I'll be giving you guys basically the basics of how I started it and even things that I wish I knew. Throughout this whole video, I will be dropping gems. These were things that I wish I knew. This whole series and this whole money series that I'm going to be doing on my channel, because I plan on doing other videos related to business and just making money in general, even if it's not with your own business. I think I'm going to call it Self-Made Hustler. Talking about different possibilities of ideas of things you could sell. I'm going to be talking about my own background. I'm going to be talking about LLC, and I'm going to be talking about marketing. And so some background about me. Right now I'm 22 years old. When I started Dream Vain Hair, I was 16 years old. It started off basically just buying bundles and just selling it. I love my hair company. Yes, it has ups and downs, which I will also get into. Before even getting into my hair company, I was always a hustler. Like, I remember doing people's essays in school. I always kept a job. My first job was at Cold Stone Creamery. After Cold Stone, I worked at a car dealership. After the car dealership, I worked at Payless, and I was an assistant manager. I worked there for a total of 3 to 4 years. I was there for a long time. Actually, me working at Payless taught me so much customer service, and it actually helped me get my money up in order to put money into my business. I have also worked at a hair shop. The person that I worked for sold bundles, and I was there washing bundles, tagging bundles. I learned a lot being in that environment as well. Yeah, so I've had a lot of jobs. Even if you've never worked before and you want to start a business, it's possible. You can start a business with absolutely no money. Also, you can start a business on credit. I will be also doing a video later on credit and how to build credit if you have no credit, and how to also maintain your credit. So that's the background on me. That's just like my whole money wave going into me having my own business. You should sell what you think you have a passion for. You should sell what you think you're never going to get bored of. You can sell hair, you can sell eyelashes, you can sell handcrafted things, like things that you design on your own. Like, for instance, my best friend Pava Blings, you can sell something like that. Sell hats, do-rags, bonnets, lip gloss, waist trainers, sleepwear, agendas, contacts. You can sell anything. So with all those things that I have mentioned, there's a vendor market for all these things. Whatever thing you decide to choose, make sure you go hard at it, because the business is only going to prosper as hard as you go for your business. Your business is only going to get as far as you want your business to go. Two type of vendors. There's a factory vendor, and then there's a trading company. When I first started, I wasn't aware that I was dealing with a trading company. So my rates with the trading company were a lot higher. Not the ones that produce the goods. They're actually getting it from the wholesale vendor, which is a factory vendor. The vendor most times is in the wholesale, and the trading company gets the items, for me it was hair, from the wholesale vendor. And because they ship it to me at a faster rate than what the wholesale vendor would be able to ship it to me, just by days, my trading company vendor used to send it to me in like overnight, like a day, and the wholesale sometimes takes about 3 business days. So I was getting the hair faster, actually paying more when I wasn't in any rush, and I could have just been patient and waited for the wholesale factory vendor to supply me. Even with the 2 vendors, you can figure out if you want to do wholesale, which is just buying anything that you need in bulk, or you can go with the private label. The private label is that they are able to actually manufacture your goods with your logo and everything on it. For instance, it's like how I have this little satin bag here. I'm going to put a close-up on the screen, but it has my 2 hearts and then Dream Vain Hair has it on it. So that's like from a private label. They already have it for you and they send it out to you, something like that. Or another example for a private label is when you get your eyelashes from the company, they already put your logo either on the box or on the actual lashes themselves. With any vendor you're going to go with, any option, whether it's going to be factory or trading, or whether you want to just do wholesale lashes and, you know, buy your own decals and put it on, or if you want to go with private label, you need to make sure you do your research. Doing your research always has categories, because you need to worry about your money, you need to worry about how fast you want the item, and you need to worry also how you want your products to look, how you want to display your items for your business. Another question that I get all the time about my business is also vendors. You can literally Google vendors for eyelashes, vendors for hair, or you can Google vendors for hats, vendors for do-rags. You're gonna find it online. I do know that there's websites now such as the Boss Palace and Beauty Unlocked. And with these websites, you are able to just pay for vendor listing. When I started when I was 16, I didn't have access to vendor listing, and just pick which category you want and just pay for the vendor listing. Of course, on those websites, they claim that it's celebrity companies vendor list on that. If it's really true, I don't know. I didn't get mine from there, but I'm just saying, if you do want to jumpstart on getting a whole bunch of vendors. Another thing with the hair vendors that is also important, if you do decide to go with hair, in the beginning, from what I've noticed, you get the best batches, and then after a while, if you're not maintaining the relationship with your vendor, and I'm sure this will also be with anything, the grade and the quality seems to go down. So building a good relationship with your vendor is very, very important. Since 2016 till now, I've been pretty consistent with my vendor. These are investments that your customers will be trusting you with, so I try my best to always get the best of the best. Of course, it takes trial and error. You might go in, get one vendor, and it'll just be the best vendor, or you might have to deal with 2, 3, maybe even 6. But take your time and make sure whatever you are putting your name on is the best quality. One big thing is also how will you market. I look at market with your products and services, pricing, promotion, shipping, and distribution. That's the way how I look at my marketing. I try my best to tackle each and every area just so that I know I'm doing the best I can market-wise. Really be key on building your business, because people always recommend what was good. If you go to a restaurant and that restaurant was popping, 9 out of 10 times you're gonna come back again. And if you come back again, you're gonna bring somebody else because you want them to experience that great experience you had. So try your best to always leave great experiences. With products and services, it's clearly just going to be what will you be selling and what will be the services with it. So if you're doing a bundle deal, what lengths would the bundle deals for the hair be? With products and services, another important part is basically what outlet will you be using to advertise your products and services. When I started my company, I used Big Cartel. I do not think Big Cartel is a bad website, but do I recommend using Big Cartel? I would say no, because Big Cartel for your payment is actually attached to Stripe. Stripe doesn't have too much options for the business owner, and I've been in a couple of disputes, and that's why currently on my website I am not taking any Stripe payments at the time. What I am currently trying to move all my information on from my website that I've been playing with is Wix. I recommend, if you are starting a business, you start off with Wix. There's other outlets such as Shopify. The thing that I love about both websites is that it's basically so easy to build your own website. From products and services onto pricing, pricing is solely on you. You get to choose what you're gonna choose the prices to be, because you are the CEO. But one thing I will recommend is please put in consideration shipping and handling. If you're not going to be giving them free shipping and handling, please put into consideration what you spend on packaging. Please put into consideration how much you are even paying for that item. Always, always ask your vendor, is this the lowest price? Do not be afraid to ask questions to your vendors, because to your vendor or vendors. When dealing with pricing, I also think you should look at competitors. You should look at what other people in that same field that you're selling has their prices up. I'm not saying exactly copy their prices, but just look at what the competitors' prices are. You don't want to be so way outfield, and you don't want to be so below either. You want to make sure you are on a good scale with what your prices are. You should market to everyone. Don't keep it within just a certain circle. You just never know who will honestly be interested in your products. Like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, most times for most people is the same group of people just surrounded on each app. Explore, go outside of your comfort zone, make a new account and add up other people, so other people that are not just in your same friends group see your content, see what you have to offer. Also with promotion, I feel like you should know your audience. Are you going to be selling things geared toward kids? Are you going to be selling things geared towards adults? Is it middle age? Is it everyone? Figure out exactly who you're going to be selling for, and try to make your business look accordingly. When I first started out my hair page, I felt like it looked a bit kiddie. That's also because I was 16 and I was selling more to people in my age group. For my business cards, I have always used Vistaprint. I've always done it in bulk because I would also leave my business cards at beauty supply stores. I would leave it at hair salons. I would always drop my business cards everywhere just so that it was increasing the chance of someone picking it up. So I think that's a very, very good marketing strategy. Good marketing strategy for a business is putting your business as a credit card. So instead of having a typical business card, you can have a credit card that you can actually give to people. There's a whole bunch of websites that do it. You can put it as a credit card. One reason why I think this is so important is because it's more likely to throw away a typical business card than somebody throwing away a credit card. It just makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but hey, we're dropping gems here. Well, you can also do email notifications on the website so they can get emails of different updates you have coming on. I know some people even do the text message thing. They can sign up with a certain code, and also you can send like a text message blast of whenever you have a sale, whenever you're giving away something, if you're doing something related for girls for prom or whatever the situation might be. You can also send text message notifications out. Shipping and distribution. With certain amounts of hair, if you get to a certain amount, you can offer free shipping. With shipping, I actually send my packages in a unicorn foiler. I always send it in envelope mailers. It's just way easier for me, and it's easier for me to actually put little gifts in because they do have a padded foam inside. Another way that I did shipping and distribution was that I also gave out free gifts. Every order that I shipped out, I always put something inside. Other than my pamphlets and my business card that I always put in every single order, I would put in eyelash tweezer. I would put in a pair of free eyelashes. I would put in, at one point I was giving away passport covers. I always try to switch it up according to like what's going on with me and also what's going on with the site. Whatever I have more on hand of is usually what I send. You can actually do your LLC online. I will leave it online, even if it's not for your particular state. You can do out of state for that particular state's website, and you can create your LLC. It's really fast. You can send in the paperwork, they'll send you something else back, you fill it out, and you're basically done. I don't have the exact cost on hand because I don't remember. You can even take it as far as applying for an employer identification number as well, which I would also leave down below. Well, this is everything for part 1 on how I started my business and things that I feel you should know when you are starting your business. Please leave me a comment below if you have any more questions or what you would like to see in part 2. Make sure you like and subscribe. Until my next video, bye guys!
What I actually forgot to mention in the video is my hair. So all the details on this hair will be down below. All the inches, all the specifications will actually be down below. How I colored it will be around the screen. I just used 50 Volume Developer and I used BW2 bleach. And I left it for about 30 minutes and then this is the color I got. I did some at certain times and that's why there's like different highlights and lowlights. My stylist, my baby Domo, I'm going to leave her down below. She was amazing. That was my first time going to her and she did my hair wonderful. You guys know that I did my rant already on NYC Hairstylist. But boo, she's surprised. She did a great job and thank you so much, my babes. I love my hair. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
Shit is so sad. You thought you was bad. You left it be chased. I was chasing it back.